Hi everyone, so for today's video, I'm going to be reorganizing some of my binders again. I'm mainly just going to be taking everybody that's in my girl groups binder currently, which is Dreamcatcher, Le Seraphim, WJSN, Red Velvet, and Somi, out of that binder, and I'm going to be putting them into a new binder, which is this A5 extra wide binder that I got from Meow Cafe shop. So I figured I would just go ahead and film me doing it, especially because I don't really have anything else to film at the moment. I also kind of just wanted to get like one last look at all of the collections that are in this binder currently as they are right now, and then move them into the new binder. So I do normally prefer to have white binders, but I did get a black binder from Meow Cafe just because the inside of the binder isn't black. It's like this kind of like tannish off-white color, but I like having the inside of my binders lighter, so I didn't want to get the white binder because the inside of that one is black. And then it did also come with backboards for the binder, and then I bought it with 50 pages instead of 25 because you could either get 50 or 25. I knew I needed more than 25 pages, so I went with the 50. I should have enough pages to put all the cards away that I need to for right now. And then it also came with like a little binder upgrade kit, so you can change out the button on the front to a little cat-shaped one, and instead of a black string you can change it to pink, purple, or blue. I am going to do that at some point, but I don't feel like trying to unscrew it now, so do it later. And then before I actually start taking stuff out, I am going to do a flip through of this binder as it is right now, just so I can have like one last look at it. I did already take out like all of the bigger inclusions, so all that's in here right now is just the 9 pocket pages, just because I wanted to make it easier for myself, because I do have a lot of cards that are coming out of this binder. If I counted correctly, there should be about 49 pocket pages in here, which not all of them have 9 cards on the page. That's still a lot of cards, so I figured it would just be easier to take out the bigger inclusions, and I mainly just cared about seeing what like the 9 pocket pages looked like before I took everything out. Right, so I'm just gonna do a flip through real quick. So first is Dreamcatcher, which I definitely have the most for Dreamcatcher. And I have Le Seraphim, which I just have 2 pages, and then Red Velvet, and WJSN, which is mainly a bunch of blank spots. And the end of it's kind of really weird, so it's actually half cards. And then I just have 2 pages for Somi. So I think I'm gonna start from the back and take everything out from the back and then move up to the front, just because I think that'll be easier for me, because I'm going to be putting in Dreamcatcher first. And I am just going to leave all of the white sleeves and black sleeves in here, just because it would take way too much time to take every single thing out. So I think I'm going to move this. So I'm going to move the binder a little bit so I can have the piles of cards off to the side. And I don't think I'm going to talk through all of this just because it would take probably way too long. So like I said, there was, if I counted correctly, 40 pages currently in this binder. So I feel like it'd be probably better to speed it up. I've pulled everything out now and I have quite a few stacks of cards. So for Dreamcatcher, it is the first stack, and then second stack. If I didn't think it would take me absolutely forever, I would probably count all the cards just to see how many we have. But also, I feel like I would rather not know. And then there's third stack of Dreamcatcher cards, because it's definitely like a ridiculous amount of cards. And I have a small Seraphim stack and Red Velvet, which I do actually still have a bunch of other Red Velvet cards that I still haven't sold. And then WJSN, which is like a pretty decent sized stack, considering it's really not a collection I work on. And then just a small stack of Somi cards. Right, so now I'm going to start putting everything away. I'm really hoping I have enough room for everything. I didn't count to double check, but I have like tried putting some stuff in that binder just to see how I like it. And I know all of Dreamcatcher should definitely fit, because I did try like seeing what the layout would look like before I even bought the binder. So I made sure to count that I would have enough for them, because originally my plan was just to put them in the A5 binder and the A5 extra wide binder. But then I decided I kind of wanted to move everybody in there. So we'll see if I have enough, enough pages, but I should have enough for right now. And I might not end up keeping everyone in the same binder, but obviously for now that's what I'm gonna do. Right, so for this binder I did put the pages and everything in already, obviously, and I have tested a bunch of the pages out just to make sure I would like it, and to kind of see if there are other groups that I might want to move into the same size binder at some point. So I honestly was kind of thinking about moving Stray Kids into an A5 wide binder too, just because it would kind of work out perfectly, because I do collect 2 members, and like for the sets that I collected full group for, I could just have Chain of Felix on one page and then have the other 6 members on another page. But I haven't committed to anything yet, and I'm definitely not going to make a decision until after their next comeback. But for the pages I got for this binder, I did get 50 of them, like I said before, and I got the, I think, like standard size. There was 2 different types of 2 different sizes for the pockets that you could get. There was like, I think a slim fit, and then one size bigger. I did get the bigger size just because they actually fit Dragon Shield sleeves, which is what I use to sleeve my cards. So thankfully I don't have to re-sleeve everything, because that would take absolutely forever. And if I would have had to re-sleeve everything, I either would have not moved everything in this binder, or I only would have done Dreamcatcher most likely. But thankfully I can just stick everything right in this binder without having to worry about re-sleeving everything. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I do know that I'm gonna have to combine a few albums. I don't think it's too many. I do know Alone in the City is gonna have to be combined with The End of Nightmare, just because there's not enough sets. And I do think I'm gonna do all the concept cards on one page and the selfie cards on the next page, just because this GU card is really damaged and I don't want it on the first page because of that. I think I'm gonna do in that order. So I have a feeling I'm probably going to end up struggling to put the cards away a lot in this video, just because these are new pages. We just kind of have to lift them up to get into the bottom sleeve. Right. And then for the top row, there is like this little piece that comes down and hangs over the top so the cards don't slide out. So it can be a little annoying to get the cards in the top row. But I have been testing out the pages just to see what I wanted to do for layouts and everything, and just to make sure I liked having the 6-page layout. Okay, so then that is the first page for Alone in the City. And then I am going to have to do 2 sets of cards from The End of Nightmare. So I think I'm going to do the clear cards and then the selfie cards, which I only have Yukan's selfie card, which I honestly never expected to get any of the cards for this album, let alone all of them except for GU's selfie card. So I'm glad I at least have one of them. I'm probably never going to be able to get GU's. So that spot is probably going to stay blank for a very long time, if not like forever. And I'm just going to stick white sleeve in there. And then there is just 3 sets of cards. Honestly, this set is so confusing to me because they don't look like they match at all. And like the other 2 sets match so perfectly. I don't get why that one set just doesn't look cohesive at all. I don't know what the other members' cards look like, so maybe they all look better in a like full set. But for GU and Yuhyun, they definitely don't match. And then there is the rest of the End of Nightmare. Now for Read of Dream, I do have more cards for GU than I do for Yuhyun, and I am still missing a GU card because I think I'm missing her equivalent of this card, if I remember. No, I'm missing her equivalent of this card, but I do have one of her, I think it was a pre-order card. I think it was My Music Taste, maybe. Oh wait, no, it was this card. I think this was My Music Taste, but I could be wrong. And I do also have her clear card. So I do have those 2 cards and those 2 cards which are in a set. I do have these 2 cards which I don't have a matching set for. So I think I might just put those in the middle, and I'm going to stick her clear card on the back for right now. I'm going to do this side on the end. I'm going to put the 2 selfie cards in the first box. So that was Read of Dream. Next I have Tree of Language, which is the start of the Dystopia trilogy. And I do have an extra GU card for that as well, which I think this is also a My Music Taste pre-order benefit. So I'm probably taking that one on the back because there's definitely no way that I'm going to try and get Yuhyun's equivalent of that now. Right, so I have 6 cards for this album, and there is 2 selfie cards and 4 concept cards. So I think I'm gonna do 2 sets of the 2 sets of selfie cards on this first page. I don't think there's specific sets for those. And then I'm not sure I don't think I'm gonna do this set with those. It's either that one or the brick background. I think I'm gonna do that set. Honestly, this is another set of cards that I'm kind of amazed I was able to finish, just because I got into Dreamcatcher like right when Lose Myself came out. So the Tree of Language albums were already starting to go out of print, but I did manage to get 2 albums sealed before they were completely out of print. And then I found one of the other versions that I was missing for sale unsealed. But I am still missing one of the versions, which is kind of annoying because the versions spell out evil, and I think missing the L version. And then for this page, I'm just gonna do that for the sets. If I end up not liking anything, I can always just go through and change it later. And there's gonna stick the card on the back for now. Okay, so then there is Tree of Language. Next I have Lose Myself, which I think this is kind of where they started having a lot more cards. Yeah, so there's 8 cards, so I think I'm gonna have to combine this album with the next one. So this one has 4 concept cards and 4 selfie cards. I'm gonna do those 2 sets together, which if I remember correctly, I think these were both limited sets. I'm gonna do a set of concept cards in the middle, which this card really does not fit in with the rest of them. Have 3 selfies or 3 concept sets and 2 selfie sets. For some reason, they both have a photo card and the outfit or selfie card in the same outfit as these cards, but Yuhyun's is in that set and Jiwoo's is in a different set. So I honestly think if these cards are technically from the same set, but Yuhyun is wearing the same outfit in a different set. So I think I'm gonna switch out this card because I feel like that one kind of matches a little better. And the only difference is the backs, which this one is like a lighter gray for like the outlines and stuff, and then this one, like the writing and the designs are all in black, which I don't think it's gonna bother me if they're not technically in the right set. So I think I might do, I'd rather have the cards where they're wearing the same outfits together, like the same set, where it actually like matches, because that card doesn't really match the GU card from that set. And then I have 2 more sets of cards. So I am going to have to combine these 2 cards with a set of the cards from Rototopia, which I think I'm going to do one of the concept sets instead of a selfie set. I definitely don't want to do the set with the pink outfits because I don't think that'll match. Don't want to do that set. I don't want to do that set. So I think I'm going to do this set where there's kind of just like a brown background. Okay, so that was the end of Lose Myself and the start of Rototopia. So for Rototopia, I have 4 selfie sets and 4 concept sets left. Really quickly, I'm going to try and match everything to the same set. Alright, so those 2 cards are from the same set, those 2 cards are from the same set, and then those 2 are from the same set. Those 2 go together, those 2 go together, those 2 go together, and those 2 go together. I honestly feel like the Rototopia cards probably match the least out of some of them, like out of all of the sets. But I think this might be the only set that actually looks like it matches. I'm gonna do the 1 set of selfie cards on the first page. Honestly, don't really feel confident about any kind of layout idea for this album just because all of the cards are so different. That's the first page. Oh wait, I messed up. I grabbed these cards in the wrong spot. At least if I end up not liking this, I can just go back and switch it around. So I guess I'll do a set of selfie cards in the middle and concept cards on the outside. This was an album that originally I had all of GU's cards on one page and then all of Yukon's cards on a different page. And I honestly think I prefer having at least just this album separate because these cards really don't match at all. So I have just one last set of album cards, but I do have the pre-order cards that I had in my binder, and I did also pull out another set that I had that I originally was going to try and sell, but I never ended up doing that. So I think I'm gonna put them on this page to finish it out, just so I don't have to combine this album with Summer Holiday. I actually think I might move this page in front of the other two. So I do think I like this page slightly more than these two. All right, now onto Summer Holiday. So I have 4 selfie cards and then an extra K-Town for You pop, and then 4 concept cards. I think I'm gonna do 3 selfie cards on the first page. And I think I'm gonna have the K-Town for You pops in the middle. So that is first page. I think I'm gonna do both sets of the flower concept cards on this page, and then one of the other selfie sets in the middle. I do like at least that Summer Holiday, the concept cards were definitely way more cohesive than Rhodeotopia was. The selfie cards aren't as cohesive, but at least the concept cards are. And I just have the 2 sets of beach cards and then the last set of selfie cards, which those two are definitely not cohesive. I just realized I messed up these sets, so that those 2 cards are supposed to go together, and then those 2 cards are supposed to go together, but I feel like they look better with these sets because there's flowers in both of those, and then they're both at the beach and nose, so I honestly think I'm gonna leave them like that because I think I like that better. And both the backs of them are both purple, they're just different shades of purple. So I honestly think I'm just gonna stay like that. Okay, and that was it for Summer Holiday. So now we're on to the last 3 albums, which is just the Apocalypse trilogy. So for Apocalypse Save Us, I did collect my top 3. So I do also have Xion for Apocalypse Save Us, which still works out perfectly, obviously, because of the 3-page layout. And there are 2 sets where I'm missing 1 member. So it's that set and that set. So I'm probably gonna put those on the last 2 pages. So I have 3 other concept sets and 3 selfie sets. So I think I'm gonna do those cards at the top because those are the K-Town for You pops. And then I might do this set on that page because there's those 2 cards also have green in the background, and Yuhyun's K-Town for You pop has the green background. I did originally collect 2 full group sets for this album, and one was the set that I have on the bottom of this page, but I decided to not hold on to those. I think I'm gonna do these 2 sets together since everyone but Yuhyun has on the same outfit in these 2 sets. And then this next page be all concept cards. Oh, that works out perfectly because the back sleeves are all blue. I think I'm gonna do that's it at the top, and then the other set at the bottom. The set at the bottom, they have their outfits on from all of their solo songs. Which, if I actually had this full set of cards, I would put those together because those are also the solo outfits, but I'm missing Ju's card and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to find it for a decent price. So, because of that, I'm not going to put them together. So I'd rather at least have the 2 sets that aren't finished together. So I have Xian and Yuhyun for that set, and then Xian and Ju for that one, which it's kind of funny that the one set that I have, it is kind of funny that the member I have all the cards for is Xian, which is the member I don't usually collect. But the 2 members I do normally collect, I can't find the one card that I'm missing for both of them. Right now, I don't have white sleeves near me right now to put in those spots. So I'm going to do that probably at some point after I finish filming. And then for Follow Us, I did collect 3 sets of cards for my top 3. Which is going to make this layout a little difficult, but I do think I have an idea, and I'm going to come back to that once I get the other cards put away. So, not including those sets, I do have 2 selfie sets, and then 4 sets of concept cards. I am missing 1 set of selfie cards because there is a set of platform cards that I am missing, because for some reason that set of cards is impossible to find for a decent price. So at least for the 2 of them, I don't know about the other members, so I am missing those, but I've given up on trying to find them at this point. I think I'm gonna put these concept cards in the middle just because it's my favorite. It's because it's my favorite set of concept cards on this album. And then the other 3 concept cards are going to go on the next page. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that. So I honestly don't like the one with the red outfits as much, so I don't want those in the middle. even though I feel like it makes sense in the middle. Right, and then that was the last set they have just the 2 of them for. So I have 3 sets that I have my top 3 for, which obviously doesn't quite work out perfectly. But I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna put these 2 sets on this first page. So I have those 3 sets together, and then I think I'm gonna put this set on the next page. And then I also collected 2 full sets for, or 2 sets of my top 3 for Apocalypse From Us. So I think I'm gonna put 1 set of those cards on this bottom row. So Follow Us will end off with all 3 members, and then From Us will start off with all 3 members. Right, so then it's the end of Follow Us and the start of From Us. I think I'm gonna do the set on the top. And I don't have the Shion card yet, but I do have it on the way. So then this page will be finished, so it should be finished in my next storing video. Oh, what can I get? Sleep. Right, so there's that page, and then these cards for this album are kind of all over the place. So I do have all of GU's selfie cards, but I'm missing Yuhyun's equivalent of this card, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to find it because it's one of the limited cards. And I also have a pre-order benefit for both of them, but not from the same set, which that I honestly don't care about because I like both of the cards that I have for them, and I'm really not planning on collecting pre-order benefits or fan side cards for them anymore. So I would rather just keep those 2 cards and just have 2 cards that don't match. And especially with how much I struggled with this album, I don't even want to think about trying to get the equivalents for either of those cards. So the backs won't match, but I honestly don't care. Right, then I have 3 concept cards for Yuhyun. And 2 concept cards for GU and 1 selfie card. So I think I'm gonna put the GU that I don't have the Yuhyun equivalent for in the middle. I am still missing a concept card for both of them from the normal version, which if I get that, I'll put it in the middle row, and then I might just end up moving that GU card on the back of one of these pages. And then I have one of her limited concept cards, and then this was a normal version concept card. And I have Yuhyun equivalent to that one, and then I have Yuhyun's QR card from the platform version, but not GU's, and I honestly don't care to get it. So this page also just doesn't match at all, but I don't care. I'm just gonna go with it. Great, and then that was everything for Dreamcatcher. I've been filming for an hour and I've only finished one group so far, which is kind of crazy. Right, but next I'm gonna go into Le Seraphim, which I do have 3 or 6 cards for both albums. So let's start off with Anti-Fragile. I think I'm gonna do those 3 cards on the top and those 3 cards on the bottom. They are supposed to be having a comeback at the end of the month, but it's just a digital single album, so I'm honestly kind of relieved about that because I was getting a little nervous with Stray Kids and aespa having a comeback on the same day, and then the thought of Le Seraphim also having a comeback around the same time was kind of stressing me out, and I most likely was going to end up holding off on getting the Le Seraphim albums if they got released at the same time, or like within like a few weeks of the other 2 comebacks. So I'm really glad that it's just a digital single. So I originally was going to get Chaewon's compact card for, or one of her other compact cards for Unforgiven, but I think I'm going to actually do the Target card because she's wearing the same outfit in all 3 of those cards. So I feel like it makes more sense to have those cards together and to just get that card. I'm going to do the Dewy Sage version there, do the Bloody Rose version in the middle, and then the other compact version card there. So still missing 2 cards for Chaewon for Unforgiven, and I decided to just leave Anti-Fragile at 6 cards. If I ever get around to finally finishing Chaewon and I have some like time off from comebacks, I might end up getting around to finally collecting Fearless, but I don't have any of the albums yet, so I'd rather wait to get the albums before I start doing that, and I would rather wait until I'm not worried about other comebacks. Right, so now I'm going to get into Red Velvet, which I don't actually collect anyone for Red Velvet anymore. So I used to collect my top 3, which is Yuri, Joy, and Solgi, but then that just got way too hard. Especially after the River Festival finale, and those cards were impossible to find, so I finally just ended up giving up. So now I just have 1 card for every album, but I think I'm missing a card from the Red, because I think I had Solgi and Joy, but I ended up selling both of their cards when I decided to drop down to just 1 member before I decided to only collect, or just keep my pools basically. So I don't have a card for that album, but I do still have the album. But I also just don't feel like trying to buy a card to make up for that spot. And I don't feel like trying to find an extra card to fill. I don't feel like trying to find a card for that albums that I have. Or wait, I think I said it was from the Red. I think it was actually the Velvet. And I just don't feel like trying to buy a card for anyone that I'm missing. So I'm just gonna have an uneven amount of cards. Or I'm just gonna have 1 album that I don't have a card for, which isn't that big of a deal. And I'm probably just gonna buy their albums whenever I feel like it, if I like the album or if I want to buy it. I also just feel like SM is kind of annoying and only ever do one out of whatever. With SM albums, you tend to only get one card per album a lot of the times, which is really annoying. So honestly, that also kind of made me not want to collect them anymore. But I don't want to give up, or I don't want to get rid of all of their albums and the cards that I do have. So I do at least like having some of the cards. That's just not really an active collection at all anymore. And then that was everything for Red Velvet. Right, so I'm gonna go into WJSN, which this honestly is not a collection that I've worked on at all recently, just because they really haven't been active at all in like the past year. So I think for now I'm kind of just gonna put the collection on hold and kind of just set everything up in here from newest to oldest instead of oldest to newest like I usually do. So since I have Sequence finished, I am going to put that first, and since it's their most recent album. So I don't really think I'm going to drop the collection completely, but I'm probably just going to work on it very, very slowly, if at all. And I do tend to prefer getting their cards in sets, so if I do find a set of the cards that I need for Subin or Yoram, I'll probably just try and get them like that. And I do think now would kind of be the time to work on this collection, just because they're not doing anything, and obviously Yoram is currently in a completely different group, which for right now I don't think I'm going to collect Owls Up, just because I don't love their album, and while I do really like the lineup, I just don't feel the motivation to collect them at the moment. I might try and get some of Yoram's cards, maybe like again if I see them in a set. But it's really not a priority for right now. And I also don't really know how many people are collecting Owls Up, so I don't know if the cards are even easy to find or not. So there is Sequence, and then I think for all the rest of the cards, I mostly just have Subin, so I think I'm going to put the Super Yuppers cards next, and then the WJs and the black cards, and then just put all of the other cards I have at the end. So I am still missing one Yoram card, which is from this set. So I'm going to put that one in the middle. I'm going to put the unit card in the middle, since I'm missing Yoram's equivalent. Right, so there is Super Yuppers. And then I have WJs on the black, so I'm going to put the 3 solo cards at the top, and then the unit cards at the bottom. Which I'm still so upset that they only ever had one release. I really wish they would at least just like have one comeback for WJs on the block, because I loved Easy. And I am curious, like, if there's any chance of a Chalk-Me comeback ever at any point, considering Buddha's not a Starship anymore, but the other Chalk-Me members are. Right, so then there's the black, and then I'm just gonna put in all the rest of the cards I have in the back. I do have Subin completely done for As You Wish, so I would honestly like to at least just get all 3 of Yorm's As You Wish cards, just to have them. And I honestly wouldn't mind just like slowly working on this collection, maybe like doing an album at a time whenever there's like not a lot of comebacks. So I think I'm just gonna do these extra unit cards I have on this page. I also don't have most of WJSN's albums, so again, maybe when there's like a bit of a break in between comebacks for other groups, I could slowly start buying some of their albums and then slowly go back and collect them. I have Subin done for As You Wish, but I don't have a single As You Wish album, so I would at least like to get one version of that album. And then these are just a bunch of random cards. I want to say those 2 were As You Wish fan sign cards or something like that. Those I got in a set with a bunch of other Subin cards, so I don't know exactly what they're from. Right now I just have so many. But for her first album, I think I have 7 cards. I think those 2 were the K-Time For You cards. That was the special card. And I have 2 more selfie cards and then that concept card. So I think I'm gonna put those cards at the top. Those cards at the bottom. And I'm just gonna stick this extra concept card on the back. And then all I have left is the game plan cards. So I think I'm gonna do the 2 character cards and the ends. I think I like that for now. And I'm just gonna do a quick flip through of everything just to see what it looks like. This binder is pretty full already. I think it said it could fit 75 pages and I currently have 50 pages, and there's just a few that I don't have cards in. But I think I might honestly end up splitting this into 2 binders and maybe having Dreamcatcher and Le Seraphim and this one, and then maybe Red Velvet and WJSN in another one. But for now I'm just gonna leave it. Right, so like I said, I'm gonna do a quick flip through. So obviously it starts off with Dreamcatcher and Alone in the City, and then Alone in the City and End of Nightmare, the rest of End of Nightmare, Fate of Dream, Tree of Language, Lose Myself, and then the start of Road to Utopia, then Summer Holiday. I honestly think I'm really happy with the way this looks, and I think I like it a lot more now that it's set up like this instead of the way it was before in my old binder. Right, and then we have Apocalypse Save Us, and then Apocalypse Follow Us, and then Follow Us into From Us, which this is definitely the album that's kind of the most all over the place, but I'm hoping that for their next album that the cards won't be there won't be cards that are impossible to find, and that now that I have them in a new binder that I think I like a lot more, hopefully I'll be like excited about collecting them again. Right, and then I have just 2 pages for Chewon and Red Velvet and WJSN. And then just 2 pages at the back for Somi. So I do still have a few extra pages. So I'm most likely gonna need to get a new binder once Dreamcatcher have a comeback. And again, I might split this binder into just Dreamcatcher and LeSseraphim and then put WJSN and Red Velvet in another binder, and I might keep Somi in here just so that way the collections that grow a little more can be in one binder, and the collections I don't work on as much can be in another binder. I think I'm actually going to end the video here. I was going to move my Blackpink collection around a little bit, but that was mainly just going to be me splitting the collection from album photo cards to solo stuff and putting those in 2 different binders. But I've been filming for almost an hour and a half now, so I think I'm just going to end it there. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video, but thank you for watching. Bye.